welcome to NUFC Talk. And Yanis, this week, Newcastle. This pod could last easy like 3 hours. There's that much happening, doesn't it?
Loads of talk, wasn't there?
Absolutely loads. So, I'd ask about your bad hip, but I'm just going to presume it's okay.
Do you know what?
And we haven't actually got long to talk about, mate, because there's lots to go through. Just to show a little bit.
I went up Sycamore Gap today.
Yeah.
So,
What was it? Famous tree?
The famous tree, It is quite cool, actually.
And that's helped you hip, has it?
No, I think that's what's... was carrying the band for a bit.
So if you hear any creaking throughout, it's normally like the wood from in the bar. I think it might be Yanis's hip.
Hips getting old, mate.
Yep. Social media, get us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, NUFC Talk Pod. If you want to get us, chat with us individually, it's Glenn_NUFC on Twitter.
At Yanis NUFC on Twitter as well.
That's all the small talk, all the politeness.
Let's get into some... It's busy, innit?
Yeah, thanks for asking how my weekend was, by the way.
All good?
Yeah, sound.
How's your hips?
Hips are okay. Still time.
That's all I'm asking.
Still time. I could trip on the way out. I suppose the big talking point, which is going to jump up throughout the show, is injuries.
Yeah.
And I suppose that leads us to the team sheet.
Yeah.
Rumours start creeping in about 2 hours before the game when Bruno wasn't spotted on the match day bus.
Is that when they first came about? Because I'd seen a couple of...
I messaged our WhatsApp about 2 hours before saying I read a few people.
Aye.
And I was basically told that no one's heard anything.
And then like the usually in the nose.
Yeah.
They paddled it out about.
Yeah.
But about the time the team sheet came out, really.
Was that the guy that confirmed that Isak was definitely starting?
Yeah. But so after when that was getting a bit of head of steam, I was thinking, oh nah.
Yeah. So we started off with a team of Pope, Trippier, Shah, Botman and Byrne. The middle was Willock, Longstaff, Joe Linton, and then up top was Miggy, Wood in ASM. But I suppose we can touch on Tranmere for a couple of minutes here, because it is old news now, but it still obviously was a big part of the week, getting through the cup. Started off with a slightly stronger squad than I imagine. Like Willock started, and Sean Longstaff obviously started as well.
I fancied Sean Longstaff for start. I thought he would start. Willock would probably be the obvious one because you want to rest you there too, because they're more crucial, and also Willock kind of the guy that's got a kind of engine about him. But so I wasn't really that surprised about any of it really. I tell you, it's not surprising, but the void in quality is like utterly staggering. Like there mustn't be a side. There mustn't be many sides across Europe that have like what feels like top 6, top 8 players, and then straight after the bench is like bottom 6, and after the bench, like reserve is like fucking.
We have to go to Google to find out who it is.
Yeah, I mean it really highlighted Murphy, Ritchie, and Dummett. They are so far away from quality or good enough, and they're nowhere near good enough anymore at all. Like.
Nah, completely not. And when Tranmere went 1-0 up, I was like, oh no!
It's a good goal as well, by the way.
They pulled us apart. It was like playing Barcelona, just one touch.
And it was nice. That little midfielder number 4. I think he pinged it a few times and not over the top.
Old Barcelona, I should say.
Yeah.
And then we came back and scored from Lascelles. God, he took a white little bash to the nose, didn't he?
Did I.
Did you see his interview afterwards?
Nah, so I didn't see this, but I read something. Is he hazy? Is he full of meds and that? Is he or something?
So I can't remember. Someone had retweeted saying, call the concussion doctor. Because he was like, so I got banged on the nose and then my nose. I was like, I can't believe I've actually put this online. I'm paraphrasing a little bit to what he said, but it was something to that context, yeah.
So is it concussion or is it heavy painkillers?
Well, it can't be concussion officially because he was back on the bench.
Of course, because we're sitting out of time.
Yeah.
What do you think that Mickey Mellon, who's their coach, what do you think his team talk was ahead of the game? I reckon it was something like, let them know you're there early doors.
Let them know you're there early doors, mid doors, half time, start the second half, and the end of the game. But look, I know the Tranmere manager blames the referee. I also, which is
he's
mental.
He's got some.
I blame the referee for not calming that game down early doors.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, shambles. Let it go. Absolute shambles.
Kraft got crunched from behind. Darlow on another day, that could have been a
fucking hell.
ankle breaker.
That was taking like the goal kick by the time he slid in. It was so late.
Yeah. So if there's VAR, that's a red.
I mean, I don't think the referee's in a good. The referee shouldn't miss that. I don't think that he needs to go to VAR. That's just a red. That is the ball is so far gone. He knows he's like. I reckon when he's committing that tackle, he's thinking it's going here, and I'm getting him. That's what I think. Like he's got to go for that.
Because I know it's Tranmere, so I don't know all the players, but wasn't that the same striker that caught Lascelles with his elbow?
Was it Nevitt or something? Or Nevitt? Yeah, I think it was him, wasn't it?
Whatever it was called, yeah.
Aye.
And then there was a few other chances as well where
there's the one that Trippier got left a bit on when he came sliding across, and as soon as he went down there, I thought, he's broken a foot again, metatarsal.
I know it. But I suppose we had to bring on, subs came on was Bruno, obviously Trippier came on for Kraft when he got snapped, and then by the way,
shit for Kraft as well.
Kraft, I don't think I want to see him this year now.
Well, if it's an ACL, I mean,
has the ACL been confirmed? I know he said
I don't know. That was a scan.
This Kraft said I'm going to be off for a few months, and players being the frame of mind, they normally try to be positive.
Yeah,
a few months is going to take you to October, November. There's the World Cup. I'd be very surprised.
Sick of that because he's international as well. An absolute sickener. I don't think they made it though, did they? Did they get knocked out by Poland? That's off the top of my head.
No.
But I remember seeing Zlatan come back from like an ACL in like 5 months or something. But he's got like it's like superhuman, isn't he?
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll not see him again this season. I think like
season.
Maybe not. Like
I don't.
9 months like for an ACL. That took Van Dijk to come back from Pickford. Didn't see him again until the season after.
I didn't think. Oh well, we'll see. But anyway,
it took me 10 years. I was still holding a bit.
You still do. Subs came on Bruno, Botman, Joe Linton, and Trippier to see off Tranmere.
Aye, well that just proves that like
the thing with Bruno, I've read today. I don't know if it's Newcastle trying to defend. How do you reckon that the knock was picked up from City and it wasn't spotted until after the Tranmere game?
Is it groin? I heard it's a groin niggle, which you wouldn't pick up a groin niggle in 9 minutes of football. Why would he?
So groin, he's going to miss Liverpool and Palace. So hopefully we'll be back in for... Is it Bournemouth after that? Or there's another away one in between?
Away before Bournemouth again.
Either he's going to miss a couple of games, missed one, which is obviously huge for us. So yeah, that's Tranmere.
Just before I think agree, Bruno was obviously a massive risk. However, if we don't bring Bruno on and then they go and score a late winner, and everyone then complains and says, "We've got them players sat on the bench. Why don't we go win the game?" You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now it looks terrible because in hindsight, because Bruno's got a knock. But the other side of the coin is, if you get knocked out and players quality sat on the bench, people would still be saying, "Well, I won the cup because we let those players sat on the bench, so he cannot win." That's my point of view.
Fair point. Wood scored. Wood scored from the corner to give us 2-1.
That was a good goal.
Put 2-1 up. Went and celebrate for the fans, which
was nice. Yeah,
nice to see.
That was level.
Now we've got Palace home in the next round.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah,
I just want a home draw really.
That next round is not till the start of November.
World Cup.
I know. I'm sure it's like week commencing the 10th or something like that. Because it made me shit my pants.
Is it really that in November? That's young, so yeah.
So I was like, we'll get another home game in before baby number 2 comes along, and I realised, that's when baby number 2 come along. So,
got to do what you got to do.
That's it. Yeah.
Pod is most important roles. Remember.
That's it. Pod, family, then live games. Right. Anyway, there was a live game which we all saw, and it was Wolves away.
Yeah.
Was the first note I wrote down was Maxi's arms started going up in the air really early, and I was like, and we're both Maxi fans.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of the Newcastle fan base which is not a Maxi fan, or not Maxi fans, I should say. I was like, this is just opening up the floodgates, because as soon as he does that once, he seems to have one of them off days.
It's every time he's not at St James's.
I don't want to jump to the end and say he pulled it out of the bag, but
yeah. I mean, he does this. He's like that. That's that's kind of player he is. Like that's why people think Miggy's hard working, because when he doesn't do stuff like that, and Maxi does throw his arms in the air. I thought first 10 minutes. Obviously, Neto had that chance early doors.
Yeah.
I thought Wolves started pretty brightly in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've got that. Neves to was it Gudez on it, and then we crossed in the Neto.
Yeah.
And then Neto had three good attempts in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Getting in the box, and it looked like he had Trippier a few times for pace. And I know Trippier's class. Everyone loves Trippier, but that's the one thing where you spot him a few times.
He's good. He's good at 1-on-1, but he's not particularly quick. If he's got something, he's like just out and out pace. But Neto's very good. Like I like Neto. I'm a big Neto fan. Like obviously he had an ACL or an Achilles something last season. Hardly played, but this season I think he'd be massive for them. Like that's why he started my dream team, but he got booted out. I've
still got him. Yeah, I actually didn't make any substitutions this week.
No, I brought Odegaard in, so he only went and scored whatever.
Bit of reconstruction this week for my team. 11th minute. This is the first, or one of the big talking points was Longstaff's shirt pull was the penalty through to Willock, who should have scored.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that goes to Willock, and he has a chance, so they don't go back to VAR and review it because essentially
the VAR can pull up and say you missed this.
I know, but the only thing I can think of is that because I know the ref doesn't do like the play on. The only thing I think of is that VAR and the ref have decided, well, look, there was a foul, but we've played on, had an opportunity, it's gone wide. It's if he scored, we're not going to pull it back for the VAR. So that's the only thing I can think of. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate because it's a fucking pen. It's a pen. I don't care if people are saying like it wasn't sustained enough or he didn't have enough force to pull him down. He's grabbed his shirt. That's not allowed. It's a foul. So therefore, it's a penalty.
You can't pull shirts.
Yeah, it's just in the rules, like.
Yeah.
So all anybody's chat about like, it would have been soft. Doesn't matter if it's soft. He pulls his shirt. It's a pen. And also like Longstaff like stretching for the ball and stuff, like it's enough for him to not get a clean contact with the ball. 100% pen.
Yeah. So I would have put 1-0, but is what it is. 15th minute, we had a corner. They broke, and Longstaff, I think it was he stopped Neto going through 1-on-1 where you got a tackle in.
Yeah.
Because I thought, why is Longstaff back there for? And then I thought the back four at the time, Trippier was taking the corner, then you got Byrne, Botman, and Shah. All our back fours are part of the corners.
Yeah. I get you right because Miggy was like tucked in really deep as well later on when we were defending corners. He was like, yeah. I tend to happen like the big one go up top, like, but
no, it was just quite funny. The thought process, like, why is he the last man? Where's all the defenders? Like centre halves, fullbacks, centre halves and fullback. They're the ones taking the corner.
Nice to see Longstaff put a challenge in that he didn't really skip KDB and let Trippier take the forefront. He was wiping out for that.
Yeah.
I know we're going to jump ahead a bit, but Longstaff's overall performance, like...
Yeah, it's hard to defend him, and I know there's a lot of people like, oh, he's a local lad, he's got 100 games, give him a break. I agree. We all want the local lad to do well. If he was a starter nailed on every week, everyone would love him. It'd be amazing because it's a local lad. He's 100 games in, and he's still not at the level we need to be. Even against Tranmere, he was poor.
Yeah, he's 100 games in, and he's had about 20 good games, and they were the first 20. Which is like, and I've one of the people that kind of defended him. I've said before that there's a player in there somewhere, like he's got 2 decent feet. But the 2 things that jump out for me is that how slow he is in possession versus if you even compare it to someone like Willock, obviously Bruno and Joe Linton. They're technically way better, but how slow he is, how his decision making is so much slower, and in those like half seconds makes such a difference.
Like I can't remember what minute this was. I was trying to check my notes. He had a chance to put Maxi through, and you could see he thought about it for too long, and he just hit it too hard. And rather than putting Maxi through, where he would have had a chance to cut in or pull back as Maxi does, he sent Maxi to the corner, and that at the time Longstaff was on the 18-yard line.
Yeah.
So them little things there.
Yeah, so that's the first point. He's like the time on the ball versus the other midfielders. Even Shelvik, he moves the ball way quicker. But then some of his just passing is just so wayward, and he can play really well for like 55 minutes of the game. But there'll be like 10-minute spells where you can't hit a man with a pass.
Yeah.
So and he works. He grafts. He works hard. Like he gets back and all that sort of stuff. And like I say, you want to do well, but overall, that was a bit of a. That's a bit of a moment to say, like, he's just not good enough. He can't really even be a squad player. Now we've got Shelvey and Bruno out for however long it is. then you think, we've got to start him against Liverpool.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're concerned, don't you? So,
anyhow, coming into the season, when everyone goes back to the whiteboard and you have the certain players in the position.
Yeah.
He's got Bruno, and he'll have Shelby.
Yeah.
And then you have Longstaff, like the one that you hope you never have to really start with. And here we are, like, fourth game of the season. Yeah. 4 and 5 games and he's already starting.
Yeah.
We've got a few points, we'll come to that. Then they got the goal.
Well, before that, they had their header from Nunes header from Neto's cross.
Mm-hmm.
That is a chance, like.
Yeah, because that was his home debut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, he played against Tottenham the week before. So that was his home debut, record transfer. I think there was a bit of nerves kicking in there.
Should score there,
Yeah, it should have been 1-0.
I don't know if it comes over Botman or Byrne, or who comes over, but it comes over one of them, and so maybe he's just unsighted a little bit, but yeah, should score,
Yeah, I saw that coming over, and you see it hit his head, you're expecting to see the net bulge. Yeah, well point, brought that back. Because Wolves were on top at this point, and they were definitely the better team.
So I think the first 10 minutes, the Wolves were the better side, and then there was a period from about 10 minutes to about 25, 30 minutes in where we were the better side. I thought we dominated the ball and we got in good positions. It's just like you take out Wilson, first of all, out the side, and you take out Bruno out the side. Wilson's movement, but also Wilson's more of a threat. So it allows teams to really be comfortable leaving Wood one-on-one and doubling up, trebling up on Maxi sometimes. People are saying Maxi did have a great game. Semedo played really well. I don't think Semedo is that good. I think he's played really, really well and coped with Maxi really well. But
keep going, man.
But yeah, so I thought that as soon as you take out Bruno and as soon as you take out obviously Wilson out that side, we get into good positions, but we tend to be either kind of wasteful when we're in position, or we just take too long. We don't make the right runs.
Yeah.
And another point I would say, in that 10 minutes to maybe 30 minute, about 20-minute period of the game, we do not play to Wood's strengths at all. We do not put the ball in the box at all. We don't put it in early enough for him.
You're right. I think you mentioned this a couple of weeks back, where Wood is a different type of striker, and you could see Wood almost trying to lead the press, and it wasn't working. But then the way Wood scores goals is different from Wilson.
Totally different.
But our build-up play. Sneeze coming, maybe not. The build-up play.
There it is.
Nightmare of a minute, that, isn't it? Right, sneezing's done. That's back on charge. We're good to go. Where were we?
Well, all about Wood and so.
Who were we playing again? Yeah. So the build-up play didn't seem to change, but Wood's a different type of striker.
Exactly, and we had a bunch of opportunities, especially like Miggy, to put the ball in the box, or us when we get the ball wide, just put the ball in the box early. We never do it, and that must be frustrating for Wood. I sort of noted that down during watching the match. He must think the ball. I'm playing for obviously probably 90 minutes or best part 90 minutes today. No one's gonna put the ball in early.
Yeah,
it must be annoying for him that
he's there just as a number, unfortunately, isn't
he? It feels that way because at some point we don't have to change everything. We don't have to go long ball to him. But when the ball's out wide, take your touch, put it in the box, and we never do . So anyway, yeah. Then their goal.
38 minutes. Neves.
Yeah.
I put this in a group and I got a bit grief for it. I think Willock needs to do better here, and it's not because the ball went through his legs. I just think his first couple of steps didn't seem to get out, and surely in the game plan, in the tactics, they've said, look, Wolves score more goals outside the box than anyone else. Neves is their main threat.
Yeah.
Corners, set pieces, anything. He gets the ball on your bike, get to him as soon as possible. He just seemed to sort out, realise, oh fuck, they could score here, and then it was too late at that point. It went through his legs, but he should have been close where it didn't matter if he would have had the chance for the ball to go through his legs. He should have closed down that shot.
I disagree, but I think you're harsh on him. I think he gets out to him, he's just shit luck. It goes through his legs.
Nah.
I think in that 9 times out of 10 that comes off his shin, flicks off his ankle, his toe end, whatever.
Can do, but if he gets out a bit faster, it doesn't have the chance to even get there.
I don't know. I think you're harsh. I think he does all right there. I wouldn't
drop him, sell him.
No, it's a good goal. What a goal!
Yeah,
and it's well worked by the two switcher players and stuff. And
yeah,
it's a good goal.
Yeah, you can see how important he's going to be for them this season. But overall, Willock even the first half seemed off pace, just in general. I'm not just meaning about that point there, which we don't agree on, but overall he just didn't seem his upbeat self. Is that maybe a bit of a hangover for midweek?
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. Yeah, 3 games in like, how many days? Like 7, 8 days.
Getting rolled back out on Wednesday and then
exactly,
rolled back out on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I think that was probably, he was the one person that played a lot of all of the games there. Really, I mean, Trippier came on like
as well.
He came off the bench and obviously then started back-to-back games, but Willock started all 3. Yeah, I think he's probably the only one that's really started all 3, hasn't he? Because Maxi, I don't think Maxi even travelled to Tranmere, did he?
He's just like 24 hours securing him, like no one's coming near him, no one's touching
him.
He's not going to the Metro Centre buying kids' toys in case you trip over.
Just stay fit. Yeah, everyone else obviously came off the bench, but I think, if I top of my head,
was Miggy start?
Miggy didn't start against Tranmere because it was Murphy and Richie. Yeah. So that's probably a bit of a hangover, but you're gonna have to not be hungover.
Yeah. So second half, 47 minutes, and it goes to VAR. Shah.
Yeah.
Red card. What are you saying?
I think it's a yellow.
If it's the other way around, what are you saying?
I still think it's a yellow. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
When I saw it on VAR, I was expecting a red. And I don't think I would have complained. I think it would have been a harsh red, but if it was a red card, my thought was like, if that's us doing it on one of their players, sorry, if that's them doing it on like Wood up front, we're saying that's a red card. So I was expecting to see a red card, to be honest, because the studs were on the ankle. Yes, it was fast. I don't think it was malicious, but you see them given now.
I to be fair, I thought it was going to be a red.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was. The reason being is, if you actually watch it all the way through, I think he really makes a contact with his foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard. There's still a frame. Looks like it's at his shin. Yeah. But that's just as he's like, it's mainly coming down to his foot where he makes the connect. Do you know what I mean? If you watch it all the way through, it's more of a sort of a late lunge onto his foot rather than a stamp on the shin. Mm-hmm. It's not like his force is coming at the shin like a leg breaker. Mm. It's more of like a brushing down his shin as it lands on his foot. So if the still frame, they always seem to make it worse. But like, I think that still frame makes it look like he's going to break his leg. Yeah, but in actual fact, I don't think it's that. But I thought it was yellow.
The ref who does that ref watch again? Is it
Dermot Gallagher.
Dermot O'Leary. He's on every channel. Like. Yeah, is it Dermot Gallagher?
Dermot Gallagher.
Yeah, he said he didn't think it was a red. He would have left it as a yellow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got 45 to 60 minutes, which was just frustrating. Wolves did well to stop us really playing. No one looked really. They didn't look like they were going to score a second at the point. We didn't look like we were going to score. And then,
but we were like recycling the ball. Like, we seemed to be able to get the ball back very often. We seemed to be able to sort of, and it wasn't through the press. It was more just like collecting it from their clearances and just recycling the ball. It was like we looked like a team that was putting pressure on and eventually could score. But every time we got in those positions, we just were just awful.
So I wrote down it was frustrating from 45 to 60. Then 65 minutes after I wrote that note, there was a part of play where Botman and Shah passed the ball back to each other about 6 or 7 times, and Longstaff was just like running behind the striker. There was nowhere to give the ball, and at one point, I think even Trippier shouted over and pointing where someone had to stand, and someone dropped back and got the ball. But it was just like, he would put it back.
I did note as well. I might be missed that point. Longstaff at some points does make some terrible things where, when he's trying to give an angle.
Yeah, he was giving it the wrong centre half every
his angle was like.
But yeah, just watching, you were right, Trippier's like the on-field coach as well. Yeah, literally ran over and pointed to someone to come
that's the space go stand there. Yeah. Not Longstaff's overall best game But
then substitution, which backs up your point with Wood here, mate. We brought on Fraser and we brought on Tag after 66 minutes.
But nice to see Fraser back.
Nice to see him both back, Tag as well. I think it was probably to try and give us a bit more, just a proper full
balance.
Yeah. And then
why is he starting Burn over starting Target there?
I only think he's just not 100% match fit because Target didn't play a full 90 minutes.
He played 45, didn't he? And then he replaced Ben Lewis. I think it was at half time or just after half time. Maybe
he's just getting his match fitness back then, something along them lines, or maybe he's not 100%. So he brought him on, I think, for a bit extra, and then
Or is it a tactical thing of Dan Burn will just not get past the halfway line and we'll sort of we won't lose because he's not going to overlap Maxi. we can comfortably have Maxi playing right up there.
Yeah.
When we're playing away from home, and have Byrne playing as a sort of a very defensive left back.
You're right. I agree. I think it was to give him more of attack and threat, and also to work Taggart back into the team.
Taggart on, yeah.
And then the biggest talking point, I think, is he subbed off Wood after 66 minutes. So he had 1-0 down, and we take off our only recognised striker in the squad. So it just shows you how much the arm played to his strengths.
Yeah.
They put Fraser out wide
Maxi
and
up
move
top.
Maxi centre forward. Obviously, it worked, and Maxi scored the goal. But for Chris Wood, you must be thinking, friggin' hell, this was like my shot, and
yeah,
he thinks we've got a better chance of scoring without a striker on the pitch.
It's just not his strength at all. Like, even you think last 10 minutes we're going to be humping balls in the box, maybe get him on the end of things. He'll try and ruffle up a few fellas, but we're just not playing that way at all. The 2-0, is it a foul?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not just saying that because it's through black and white eyes here, but that is a foul. I don't know why the Wolves fans, the players were gathering round. He goes in with an elbow, and the fact that it is little Fraser as well, he just travels twice as far.
And he's moving quickly as well, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Maybe if it was like one of the bigger lads, he might not have got it because he wouldn't have like travelled 5 metres in the air.
Throw in a minute. Yeah, that's foul for me. Yeah, 100%. I think they got everything. Like, they got the big decisions other than the pen that Longstaff had. On reflection, I think those two were right though.
Yeah. After this 82nd minute, we made a couple more subs. Fraser for Miggy, and then Anderson comes on for Willock.
Anderson looked sharp again, doesn't he? Makes things happen.
Yeah, he's got some great stats with the duels and the dribbles. Within the space of 10 minutes, his pass ratio, everything was spot on where he wanted
He's
to be.
hungry for the ball. That's probably the one thing you can go back to Tranmere and say, especially first half.
Yeah,
he stuck out like a sore thumb, but a really good one. A really good sore thumb, and how much he wanted the ball, how much there was a difference between players that were like squad players that were just rolled out like Dummett, and somebody who's like, here's my chance.
Yeah,
because the first 45 minutes of Tranmere, like he wanted the ball so much, and again he makes things happen. Like he obviously wins a free kick, inexplicably later on.
Yeah.
And you were going to understand that, but obviously the goal. The goal is obviously ridiculous, isn't it? Maxi's equaliser.
Yeah, because that takes 90 minutes now, and it's a terrible clearance by.
What's Huang doing there, man?
Yeah, you centre forward, mate. That's why you were centre forward.
It's awful, that, by the way. Do you see all the comments, all the Wolves fans, like on the high, and so I watched the sort of minute and a half thing on their Twitter, and I was scrolling through some of the comments of Maxi's goal. And all the Wolves fans like, sell him, I'll take him. If anybody, I'll drive him wherever. If I was buying him, I'll drive him there. Yeah, everyone's raging with him. Like, it's awful.
It was terrible. Like, even like just blast out for a throw in, but
just for a corner.
You smashed it back in the centre of the box. Like,
some goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, if that was one of our players, we'd say that's a class assist.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, them goals when you see them,
you'd be keeping it alive, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, recycling the next phase, like. For whoever is running, but yeah, it was class, and so many of them efforts you'll see we played for years when they go right, and so many you see going to roll Z.
Yeah,
from that, which is perfect.
He doesn't seem to try and overhit it, does he? Doesn't try to he doesn't put his foot properly through. He kind of like he sort of catches it properly obviously in the volley, but it's like it's not quite in step, but he's not kind of sort of Shearer against Everton. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't got to put his laces right through it. He's sort of almost like kind of passed it in, but like, yeah, it was just class.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because that's one thing I spotted when he didn't look like he was just trying to take the leather off the ball. He looked like he knew what he wanted to do with it, and it's great when it comes off, and that buys Maxi another couple of weeks with all the Maxi haters, doesn't it?
Doesn't it always look better when the keeper doesn't dive?
Yeah,
just makes any goal look 10 times better when the keeper just has a little look at it and thinks, I'm not getting anywhere near that. Yeah, it was absolutely class. Like, and the best thing is, here's a point I wrote down as well. So we scored that in the 90th minute, and there was a clear change that we wanted to win the game with 6-7 minutes, whatever minutes injury time to go. That for me is like one of the most like exciting things to just see at Newcastle. We've just snatched a point away from home. all right, we've played really well, and we've been good in the game, and we've probably deserved the point.
Yeah.
But with like 5 minutes left,
I would
everyone's
get
like, you see Jason Tyndall giving like Maxi some instructions, and he's like nodding his head. I'm like, he's just scored an absolute fucking worldie. He hasn't got a clue what you're on about, Tyndall.
Yeah.
He could be saying anything to him. He's just like, yeah, he's got no idea what he's saying. He's just like, I've just absolutely scream on it, and this tan guy here is telling me something like, I fucking no idea what he's saying.
Yeah, there's absolutely no danger he's taking any out.
Nah.
Absolutely not at all.
Yeah, that made me laugh. That I was thinking that he's got no idea what he's saying, mate. But there was there was no sit back. There was no like trying to defend that. It was like, let's go and win the game.
And we almost did.
Yeah, man.
Young Anderson, back post, header.
Oh, that'd been class. That what was that? Half an inch? Was that an inch lower? That goes in off the bar.
Yeah, he's falling. And it's just the more he's trying to get the ball, but as he's falling, the ball kind of more lands in his head, and it's just really unfortunate.
That's a good contact as well, doesn't he? It's just like you probably a bit less contact, and it probably skims it in a bit, like. But
it's one of the ones where if he's when he gets a bit older and fills out a bit more, you can probably
muscle his way in.
Yeah, but I think we've got a lot to see of that young man for years to come.
Yeah, he looks a gem to me. Like,
then he wins the free kick on the 18-yard line.
I was screaming pen me, like I was trying to see from different angles to be like, is he in the box here or not?
And I think every man and his dog probably expects Trippier. They even give like the Trippier stats before.
I thought Shaw was going to do the same thing he did previously. Like, ask, do you want it? And Trippier's going to be saying, no, leave it with me, mate.
But the only 2 points I can think is Trippier's made me think I've got to try and save me hamstring.
Maybe, because he took the corner. He was feeling after the corner.
Yeah. So I was one that I was like, he's done well to hang on there for 98 minutes or whatever it was. And then does he think he can get it up and down? Shaw's known for drilling it a bit more, and I don't know if you just.
Because the closer in ones, the ones that Shelby's taken when Trippier's been on the pitch have been ones that have been a bit closer, I think. So maybe Trippier doesn't think he can get it up and over the wall, up and down in time. But maybe the hamstring. I never even thought about the hamstring. Maybe maybe he's thinking I want to put my foot through this and like snap what's left of my hammy.
Yeah, it's hanging on by a thread of you, because I'm covering basically 6 players and coaching the other 3.
Until everywhere where to be. Shaw is obviously takes that and it was dreadful. But do you see the break when Maxi goes through and like hits it and keep her palms off? That's Shaw's pass. So Shaw breaks out from the corner and like falling left foot and pings it away to him like a through ball. And like Shaw can. There's an argument to say Shaw's a better midfielder than fucking Longstaff.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say he had a bit more pace, but he's probably faster than Longstaff. So at Liverpool, let's move Dan Burn centre half, Target back and left back, and put Shaw.
Yeah.
Crazy things have happened.
Yeah, but free kicks poor, innit? Like.
Yeah. We got a point. We got offered a point before kick-off. I think most fans would have taken a point. I know we predicted wins, but
that was pre Bruno not playing basically, and he's so influential.
Yeah. Put it on Twitter, on NUFC Talk Pod, who was our man of the match, and 50% voted Botman.
Yeah.
33% went for Maxi, which I think most of it's down to the goal, which fair enough. Miggy got 10%, Trippier 7%, and there was a few people commented saying Pope as well.
Yeah, I thought, Pope didn't have a huge amount of saves to make, but he collected things, commanded. I say it again, I think I said it, against City. He commands his box way better than I thought. Mm-hmm. He's probably the best keeper I can really remember us having that's done that. There was always an argument with the given that he never really because he wasn't very big, he never really commanded his box, never came out and collected a lot of things. Pope sort of off his line really, really quick. He plays really high, so. But I don't know. I'd just give it a Maxi because he scored a worldie, like. Botman played really well.
Botman, his stats, his stats since he's joined Newcastle, he hasn't lost an aerial duel yet.
He looks mean, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he looks way older than 21, doesn't he?
Aye, he does. Yeah. Like he looks like he'd be in some sort of uniform oppressing people. That's what he looks like.
He looks like he's got like this uncanny like farmer power.
Yeah, that's all the oppression of people, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. I suppose where we can go from mentioning keepers there, unless anything on the game.
Nah, one thing I would say, the last thing I'd say is that is like a good point. Obviously, Brighton was a good point away from home where we just basically had to dig in.
Yeah.
That's a point where we're actually looking like we can go away from home and dominate the games more. Like we had 61%. I know Neves had a bit of a whinge on it. All they do is play long balls to Joe Linton. Yeah, long balls like guy in midfield.
Long balls, and we knew they weren't going to want the ball.
Yeah, we had 61% possession, and I think we nearly had just shy of 200 passes more than them.
So we had 63%.
63%, was it?
63%, and they had more long balls played.
And also, but we had like 450 odd passes, and they had we had just about 200 passes more than them. Yeah. Get fucked. But also, I was like, but if you fancy coming to Newcastle, mate.
Yeah, we're looking for a few midfielders.
Yeah, so bring that new boy with you as well. Overall, really good point. I'd have taken that right at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think putting Wilson, putting Bruno, even Shelby, that would have been...
Isak not starting, not being able to get his...
That would mean 3 points. Give it another season, that's a 3-point at Molyneux, which is the direction that we're heading in. Let us know in the comments, wherever you're watching, what your thoughts are. Do you want to jump into the transfer rumours, mate? There's a few kicking about.
Yeah.
Where are we going to next? Or do you want to go to the Liverpool Palace?
Well, I just...
Isak?
Aye. That's all we've really got to say on Liverpool, innit? Like, we're going to have Isak, but other than that, I mean, our bench against Wolves was Darlow, Dummett, Lascelles, Manquillo, Ritchie, Murphy, Fraser, Anderson, Target. If there's a couple walking wounded after Tranmere and Wolves back to back, we are really going to be struggling against Liverpool after battering Bournemouth.
Look at the game changes we brought on. Target, Fraser, Murphy, Anderson for his debut, and Ritchie in the 97th minute. Fair enough, it was for Maxi. But from them, the most creative person, some kid that no one else has heard of unless you're a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
Or Bristol Rovers. Is it Rovers or City?
It's Rovers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Liverpool's going to be tough, 100%.
So going into Liverpool, do you think he just rolls out the second string, takes a kicking, and sets up to win Palace?
Nah, momentum and all that sort of stuff. Momentum, I think you play what you can. You deal with it. I think Eddie Howe is going to deal with each game as they come. At Palace, you're back at home, the crowd and all that. You can carry a few players. If you go to Anfield, roll out a second string and get battered 5-0, suddenly deflated, all the media pressure around because of it's Newcastle getting hummed and all as good as they thought they were and all that sort of stuff. I think you try and go and put his Liverpool, although the battered Bournemouth are honking. Bournemouth are absolutely honking.
Yeah. Scott Parker looks defeated already.
He needs to take that fucking cardigan off as well.
Yeah, he loves that cardigan.
He does. It's awful now, isn't it?
But it seems like a designer one's worth a couple of grand. But fair enough, you still can't wear the same.
I know.
The one that's got the stripes on.
Aye. So obviously the same one as well.
I know, yeah. Because I've even spotted that twice, and I'm not really I'm not a Bournemouth fan. Yeah. So I can't say.
You're a Bournemouth fan. Weird.
Yeah. Was that? Did I say a Bournemouth shirt? But yeah. For you even to spot a team where you just see highlights of our match of the day bits, to notice that the managers wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, where the stripes may have moved on. So maybe he's got two.
Yeah.
I think the last thing you would do is go and get a kick in. They also haven't been great this season. I know the battle, but obviously Bournemouth are honking, but they haven't been great this season.
Yeah, and Villa's shite. You got 3 points against them.
You can get at them. You can get at Liverpool. They don't look quite as imperious at the back. Fucking El Mitro is mugged them right off at the start of the season.
But then that's where they're going to have... If Maxi's not fit, we're not going to have that one over the top unless he starts with maybe Fraser and Miggy and rely on their speed. If they're going to have Wood up top, do they start lumping balls in like Mitrovic did? Fulham did for Mitrovic?
I think it depends. You've no idea who's going to turn up, who's
fit.
Let's imagine that everyone who's other than Bruno, who he knows not fit, is fit. Let's imagine, obviously, there's no issues with Trippier or anybody else, and Maxi or anybody, because he was kind of feeling his hamstring, but Maxi's always feeling something. He's always pretending he's injured, then he goes on an amazing run again. So
he's got plenty of bandages on, so he should be alright.
Just take one off here and put it on your leg, mate. I think you probably go. The only change potentially could make, and it would be a big call to make, is if Willock's played a lot of football. Then didn't look at the races against Wolves. which we think maybe could sort of a hangover playing so many games, to reel him out again. He'd be the natural one that Anderson could step in for. But that's the only one I could.
Putting Anderson, like, his first full debut away at Anfield.
Who else is going to play? Like, that's the thing. Who else are we really going to play? He's going to play some in the game because you're expecting. Joe Linton looks a natural athlete. He can churn out the miles, like. But Willock's always the one that you think can do about 70 minutes and he starts running out of steam. But he could do 7 minutes against Wolves and he started.
But then, you're right though. How often do you keep putting Willock out and do you put him on for 60, bring Anderson on for 30, and then start Anderson at home against Palace?
I think you probably. I think you probably do play Willock again. Probably. I think you, as much as you can. I think you start the same team, except you play Isak. I don't think there's any need to. Let's hope like his work permit's done.
I know it's mental how other teams seem to sign a player and then like there's no issues with permits, but
mad, isn't it? It's mad, isn't it? Swedish guy's been playing in Spain. Can I get a work permit? Nuts. Absolutely, I used to be furious on Football Manager when I'd sign like some Brazilian who took 2 weeks to get his work permit. Furious. But yeah, I don't think we're going to bed him in. Look at Botman. Obviously, it was maybe an opportunist way of getting Botman in the side.
Yeah.
There's maybe a little bit of faith shown to Dan Burn because he played so well towards the end of last season. But other than that, like the only one that's been bedded in, like Target wasn't bedded in. Target was straight in. Mm-hmm. The only one that took some time was Bruno, but midfield three was playing class at the time.
That's it. Yeah, we spoke about that last season. That you couldn't really drop any of them for having a less than 8 out of 10 when we went through all them runs.
Exactly, it was like 8 or 9 games where they were just churning out like every game they were playing class. So it was a natural thing for it to build him at the side. Whereas,
plus his first game away at Liverpool, that's going to be against Van Dijk. His next game, home to Palace, like, this one's a piece of piss.
2 hat-tricks. Yeah, so what do you do? You starting Wood or you?
Oh, it's awkward, isn't it?
He's playing the Champions League, man. He's playing the Euros, man.
Wood?
Not Champions League. No, not Wood, man. I mean, Isak, aye.
Oh, Isak, yeah. Of course, I was just trying to think, as long as his permits do, why would you not? If he gets to maybe 60 minutes somewhere, it might sound a bit negative if we're 2 or 3-0 down, then sub him off and throw on Wood, save his legs for Palace. It must be horrible being Wood, just knowing you that the man to fill in the minutes.
Absolute fodder, yeah. I'm sure that 120 grand a week makes you feel a bit better, like.
Wood?
Aye.
Wood's only on 75, man.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's scraping by.
I don't think we're going to get a kicking. I don't think it's going to be a kicking. I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't expect us to get anything, but I don't think we're going to get back. I think it'll be a really good account of ourselves, like 1-2 goals maybe. Though I guess that the one thing I'm more concerned about, and this might sound really daft, like, was Trent coming back into feeling like he came back into form, scored an absolute belter.
Yeah.
He always kind of shows up against us, gets an assist, gets a goal. Robertson got an assist, like 4, I lose count. Like, there were so many goals last week. So.
Yeah. Biggest question is, do you captain Salah?
No, I'm on Haaland at the minute. Like.
Yeah.
I'm on Haaland. They've got Notts Forest, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm on Haaland. But yeah, I think for me, you start Isak, you start Maxi again. He had a rest. He can play a 2 and 2, 2 in like 5 days, whatever it is, or 4 days. You've obviously got a bit. You've got the opportunity now. You could play Fraser. You could play Miggy. So you could, so the front 3 could be that Isak, and then you see how everybody else pulls up in the midfield. The concern is you've got to play Longstaff again, because Longstaff isn't. You can't play Anderson. You can't play anybody else. Longstaff is the only 6 that could really play. He's the only guy that can play that role really, unless he went something mad and did go like Shah, but it would be, can't see that happening. And I don't think it should happen either.
Yeah, that would be like a proper left field decision. That wouldn't it, like Shah playing centre mid.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Liverpool. If we give a good account of ourselves, yeah, I'd be happy with that, to be honest with you.
And then Palace Saturday. Any game at St James's Park, you'd look for 3 points. That would give. You took them from Man City, only lost once this year. That was Liverpool.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone at home you'd expect 3 points from.
Yeah, I think like.
Well, that's the mentality going in with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think Eddie Howe goes up set up, which is why I don't think he rests many players for this unless there's actual niggles, because like he's going to go to try and win every game. He's probably going to he's setting the team up and instilling confidence to say to them, and actually like he means it. We're going to go and try and win at Anfield. That's what I think he's actually doing. So I think he'll be doing exactly the same as St James's. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think his crowd gets behind us, behind him, and then. Yeah, we set up to try and win. It's a tough game. They're a good side, but they're playing well.
But for where we want to be, these are the type of teams which has to be on the calendar. 3 points.
It's just so worrying. No Wilson. All right, you can live with that. No Wilson. No Bruno.
Isak at home first. St James's Park, like.
Yeah, no, I agree. I take 3 points out the next 2 games.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yes, we're starting here this time next week with 3 points. Better off. No injuries.
I'd love to get 4 points and continue the unbeaten run. I think that would be class. That like.
But before, actually, in between these games, transfer deadline day is Thursday.
Yellow ties all round.
That's it. So as we record this pod, it is currently Monday evening.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of days left of the window. The rumours doing the mill over the last 24 hours. Gallagher was obviously mentioned again, but then words as Palace has put 27 million for him. I'll go through the list and just feel free to add down.
Yeah.
Gallagher 27 million. That was what Palace has put in. Pulisic is still nothing mentioned there. Maddison is being reported that apparently sniffing to put another bid in for him. I don't know too much about this guy. Edson Alvarez plays centre mid for Mexico and Ajax.
I don't know much about him, but he's meant to be a deeper player, meant to be a perfect kind of what we need.
Yeah. So that's potentially, I don't know too much about it, but we're apparently preparing a £34 million bid. Ross Barkley became free agent. This was just out of interest. I put, would people be interested? And 38% said yes. A lot of people put down his attitude and high wages. Someone said they played with him on FIFA once and didn't like them, so no.
Ross Barkley's a strange one because like he went on loan to Villa last season, and then for about 5 games it was like class.
Yeah.
Like it was him, Coutinho, and like Douglas Luiz. They looked like great together, and I thought like this guy is sort of reviving his career, and then it's just like
because he was knocking on the door of England and everything, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's got England caps. Yeah. When he went to Chelsea, I did think it was a bit of a strange one, like because he just obviously was never going to play. Like
because he's signed by Conte, and he's been there for 4 years. He's been out on loan and just warmed the bench pretty much.
Yeah, he's never really had a chance. He'll be a wasted talent, him, like because he looked like he had everything when he was coming through at Everton. Like if it got to deadline day and we don't have a midfielder in, but then again he's not what we need. We need someone to play fill in the Shelvey role. That's what we need.
He's more of a 10, isn't he?
We've got the 8, like
but then we just complain about squad depth.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So are we contradicting ourselves? If he became available, and we're still launching on Anderson, which no disrespect to him. Yeah. And
seemed like an immortal player, to be fair to Ross Barkley, Anderson. Similar kind of way he plays, yeah. Yeah, I think Conor Gallagher will be one I'd definitely go. He's definitely going to leave Chelsea. I think he had an absolute shock on his debut, and then early on the season when he played, and then got sent off the other day. So
see when he walked he walked straight in the tunnel. None of the staff even came out to him because I think they were having like a drinks break at the time, so he pulled the team over to talk about what they were going to do. Nobody went over to him. He just trotted down the tunnel by himself. Normally you send over one of the
physios,
one of the random coaches that no one ever knows goes over and like pats him on the back.
Kit Man's like, good game, mate, unlucky.
Well done for let him know that you were there.
I think he'll be away, Conor Gallagher. He'd more likely go back to Palace. I imagine he's obviously already living in London and all that. So if we're going to unless we outbid and throw some cash at him, I'm a big Conor Gallagher fan. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
but I don't know. You don't know. There could be names. We said it before. We said it like a couple of weeks back. There'd be names that pop out of the hat, and then Isak was mentioned. Bam, and then he's in Tyneside, and that's it.
I'd love to see another 3 players. I'd love to see another centre mid, a wide man, and then another just anywhere on the pitch.
Well, I think there's a probably a need to look at right back, like.
Yeah, Kraft and Trippier. Yeah.
Well, if Trippier's got, if there was a little niggle of his head, a little feel of his hammy, if there's anything at all in that, that could be like 2 games time. He's out for 6 weeks, and then we're going back to Manquillo, who's never let Newcastle down when we were bottom 5 side. Now, that's like even bigger drop off than the Kraft, you know. So there's an argument to say that maybe like.
Maybe it's a right back on, yeah.
Do you think the owners have seen like an opportunity and have thought, you know what, we'll spend a bit more than we were probably expecting?
I think so, yeah.
Do you think they've seen like, look, the top 6? European football is 100% up for grabs.
That's why I think they'll be thinking, right, we've seen what we can do with this squad. We've strengthened it. Like, we could easily hit top 8. I'm not going to say top 4 and top 6 like some others, but you can pick.
Yeah.
Is 7th Europa spot, is it now?
So you get 2 Europa League and then you get Europa Conference. Is that right?
Something like that.
So 5 and 6 are Europa League, and then Europa Conference is 7. So, but depending on who wins different competitions, that knocks things around. So,
yeah, I think we're definitely going to give it a good go. I think that someone will sign for us who no one's even mentioned yet.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we'll pull 2 or 3 out the bag. There's a good chance it's probably going to be no one on this list.
I think Pulisic on loan. It seems like a deal that would make proper sense.
It just seems like someone from Chelsea would be joining us. Like, why would Amanda Shelby and was another one the ball?
Amanda Shelby. Amanda Staveley.
Staveley, sorry.
She's got remarried, has she? No, we're not. John Joe's got a new contract.
No, that's John Joe's cousin.
Why is she down there for?
Oh, but she was down there, and you just never see other chairmen like kicking about like that randomly.
Yeah.
So I think there could be someone from Chelsea sneaks in. I'm not sure who.
I would take Pulisic. I would want Pulisic over Hudson-Odoi, definitely.
Hudson-Odoi's gone to Germany. So
yeah, that's one of the main reasons. That commute is awful.
Yeah, so don't lose any sleep over that one. He's off to Bayer Leverkusen.
Well, they took my advice on that one.
Yeah. Dubravka.
Yeah. This is a strange one, isn't it? Like,
whispers came out of this when he was declared ill for the Tranmere game.
That's why I was terrified about Bruno. I thought, oh no, Real Madrid's come calling.
Oh, right, yeah.
when Bruno was like all of a sudden out of nowhere injured, I was like, oh no, that's Real Madrid. Casemiro replacement.
Yeah. Dubravka, for him to say that he's dreamed to go and play at Man United, that's a bit out of the blue, isn't it? And he wants to go and challenge De Gea. Does that mean you think he's got more chance to play over De Gea than he thinks he can over Pope, or is it the money he's going to get paid to go there? He's 33, Dubravka now. Is this like his last pension top up? Wow.
Well, yeah, he'll be getting a tasty increase in his salary, I expect, and yeah, it's his last big contract. I personally have no issue with him wanting to go. I imagine he's been told he can play in all the Europa League games. I imagine. So he probably get told. I'd be surprised if he's not cup goalkeeper and European goalkeeper, and then you're playing 6-7 European games.
He's still gonna get what?
Which he's not done it for X amount of years in Newcastle, and then he's going to play all the cup games as well. So
Which ended with like 12, 15 games, wouldn't he? You thought?
Yeah, and a chunky increase in I've no issue from his point of view. I've said it before. I don't think there needs to be any loyalty in football. Why would he be loyal to Newcastle? Like, he worked hard. Like, we paid him money. Like, I don't buy into this. We must have loyalty.
No, I agree with
that.
that.
For the club, I think is more surprising. Why are we letting somebody that strengthens our bench go to one of our kind of rivals? You'd say now, like
100%, yeah,
to strengthen their bench. A Nick Pope injury, and we've got Carl Darlow playing again.
I know that's when it's off the cliff.
That's really worries me. Like, yeah, I don't rate Darlow.
Is it me? But Newcastle, we seem to have a history of injured goalkeepers. Whereas you look at other teams, it's like, this person's in, he's played 38 games. We have like 4 keepers over the season.
Yeah. Gillespie getting ruled out. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. But
especially with the Lingard stuff that they did in the last window.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it was a blessing in disguise.
I think so as well. But a lot of people are saying we should be holding over the coals and get an absolute wedge for them. But or do we play the long game and deal with them now, because at some point down the line we might want to buy players from them again. I don't know, whatever. But
yeah,
don't know. What do you think?
I was surprised. I was surprised. I agree. Like if a player wants to go, then let him go. But if he's going like sit on the bench over in France or Spain or something, or Germany, that fair enough. But or even like a low, I suppose we can say this, a team that's going to be bottom 5. If I don't know, like if Bournemouth came knocking and said, "Oh, we want him," and he's going to start.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, like let him go and do that, but be right to go and strengthen the bench. Someone who is going to be in that 8 to 4 or 7 to 4 like position battle. Like why are we doing that for?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense from our point of view.
I'll wait to De Gea's injured, and then when they want to play Dubravka, just recall him.
And give the 5 million back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 100%. If you was going for first team football, I could totally understand it from everyone's point of view. But it is a bit of a strange one. Like,
yeah.
But maybe he's been told absolutely, but in no uncertain terms, you ain't number 1, mate.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe his nose is just out of joint a little bit. Because really, if you think about it, he's one of the players that we weren't really saying needs to replace. Until Nick Pope's played now, well, yeah, fucking now it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But until Pope came along, until Pope even talked about being signed, we were talking about need a midfielder, need a centre forward, need a winger, need a right back, all that sort of stuff, whatever. Like, you need a left back and all that.
No,
we weren't saying need a goalkeeper.
Oh, you're 100% right.
So maybe he's just like, well, I've never let the club down. And maybe he wants to go recapture that form on his very first debut against Man United. to do that week in, week out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of days. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be nice to actually watch that day and the evening with interest. Whereas for years gone by, I haven't watched transfer deadline day because I knew nothing was ever happening. Yeah. Whereas now I'm going to be watching like, where's Keith? Go to Keith. Yeah. Cut to Keith. I want to see him stood outside the car park telling us what's going on.
Yeah, I do want to see maybe sort of, I'd say 9:45 breaking news and just someone's car door, someone getting bundled out and trying to see who it is, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And someone's going in for the last minute, or the paperwork. I want to see someone running down with the paperwork in hand. The fax machine's broken. I'll give you the paperwork. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many do you think we'll sign? I think we'll get at least. I think we'll sign. So there'll be somebody else.
Yeah, I think every fan's hopeful of 2. Dream would be 3, and that's not us being greedy football fans. We're grateful for where we are this year compared to last year, but we're football fans, same as managers always say they want to improve the squad. Football fans always want to see that as well. So last point, we've got 2 minutes left. The financial fair play thing is so funny when you look at Man United spend 200 million when this Anti's deal goes through. You've got Chelsea spent all 250 million. Fair I know they have huge commercial revenue. Then you've got Forest have signed about 18 players and counting. It's probably 19 hours of making this sentence.
Forest are starting to sell some of the people.
But everyone's like, well done for having a go to stay in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We've signed 4 and everyone's like, oh, shady.
Ruining football. We are.
Ruining football.
Yeah, I reckon we'll get 2 more in. 2 more at least, I think.
Yeah.
I think maybe 35 mil permanent signing, and then maybe a loan, maybe 2 loans. I would be surprised if we finish out a loan.
Yeah, loans. I always just want to see the option to buy. There's nothing more heartbreaking than falling in love with a loanee. Great to see him go back. Yeah, I think that wraps up Jan. So we're saying 3 points this time next week. Hopefully 3 new signings. 4 points would be delightful.
I'd be delighted with 4 points. Yeah.
4 new players would be over the moon.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that.
Anyway, thanks for downloading, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, make sure you're hitting all the buttons on all the different channels. Come along, say hi. Yeah. That's it. Catch up.